Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. We are well on our way to what is overall going to be the warmest week of the year so far. It's going to be incredibly warm, not much going on other than that heat. It is going to be a little bit breezy out there today, still hanging on to some cloud cover, but it is gradually breaking up. I don't think it's going to get as warm out there today as originally anticipated, and that's all because that cloud cover is hanging low. But regardless, it is going to be a nice day. So we have been breaking some records this year. Um, just incredibly warm, lack of snow, all of those. Not necessarily records you want to break in winter, but we're doing it. So, warmest day so far this year was last Monday, March 9th, at 71 degrees. That's where we are projected to make it to tomorrow. And then we're going to warm up. We're going to be in the upper 70s by Wednesday, low 80s Friday, Saturday, and then we'll dip back down to the low 70s on Sunday. But it's just going to be a really warm stretch. St. George, low 90s. Phoenix, Arizona, triple digits. So all throughout the four corners, just really warm weather. Not looking too warm out there right now. We're still hanging on to the 50s, but we are projected to make it to the upper 50s today. Getting a live look via our Ochre Mountain camera. Dry. That's all I see whenever I look at this. Dry, dry, dry. A little bit on the breezy side this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon, mainly across just the northwest pocket. So Daggett, northern Uinta, northern Duchesne, Summit, um, picking up some gustier winds. Same for southeast as well. Towards Moab, Blanding, even Grand Junction to the east of us, picking up some stronger winds. So right now, satellite and radar picking up that cloud cover. It's not nearly as thick as it was a couple of hours ago. Storm system off the Pacific Northwest, but because we have high pressure that's influencing our pattern, pretty dry and mild here. And that's going to be the theme all week long. That high pressure, so incredibly dominant. No storms, really dry, warm. We're going to be smashing some records over the next couple of days. That's pretty much a given, which is weird. You don't really have a lot of weeks in the winter where you think, oh, we're going to consistently break records. But that's how influential this pattern is, and that's how confident we are that it's just going to get very warm. Upper 40s, low 50s right now for Provo, Salt Lake City, upper 40s for Ogden, mid 50s for Milford, upper 50s for Cedar City, mid 60s St. George, low 60s Elko, upper 50s Ely, low 50s Moab, upper 50s for Page and Blanding. We are going to make it to the upper 50s, low 60s out there. Northeast corner, upper 40s, low 50s, mid 50s for Vernal, low 60s for Price, mid to upper 60s for Moab, upper 50s for Blanding, upper 70s for St. George, low 70s for Kanab and Bullfrog, mid to upper 60s for Ely, Elko, and Wendover. So a rather warm day, especially for eastern Nevada. That warm air already setting in. And it's all because we have that area of high pressure, that really nice ridging that creates that kind of rainbow arc. And it's going to be centered right over Utah, southern Utah, by Thursday and Friday, eventually weakening, but still very warm on Saturday. So, precipitation, we're not talking anything this week. It's going to stay well off to the north of us. Tomorrow, very sunny, still a little bit breezy, but mild. Wednesday, Thursday, all very sunny, guys. Little bit more cloud cover forming by Saturday, Sunday, but still mild nonetheless. Nothing really on the way. Forecasted high for tomorrow, 71, mostly sunny, warm. Here's what we're looking at for the week. So forecast upper 70s, Wednesday, Thursday. Previous records are the lower number. So, um, previous record for Wednesday, 79. Previous record for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 75. If we make it to, let's just say Thursday, we see 80. That is going to be the earliest 80-degree day on record. And I just saw something today about the oscillation pattern that we could switch from La Nina to El Nino. Like that. Guys, that's really weird. That's really strange. Typically, you're in these oscillation patterns for 3 to 4 years, and to go from a La Nina, albeit maybe a relatively weak one, to an El Nino within a couple of months, that's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast for southern Utah. So today, mild. And then by Thursday, Friday, the devil's back door. Mostly sunny skies, partly cloudy. Good afternoon, Madi Baggett. Could you please do your Irish magic and bring us some storms? Nope, it's not that good. Guys, I've just gotten into Irish folklore, and I'm not there yet. I can't do that. Just kidding. I am Irish, but I know next to nothing about the folklore. Upper 70s, low 80s, mostly sunny skies. Friday, Saturday, combination of some sun and cloud cover. Sunday, but other than that, pretty mild, my friends. Pretty mild. These are going to be shorter this week because honestly, there's not, other than the heat, there's not really much to talk about. We could talk about feelings if you want. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. We've already done that. People, I hear the common phrase, without any people will say things like without having any actual backing of it. So they'll just be like, oh, that I've never seen in all my years. I've lived here for 20 years. In all my years, I've never seen a winter like this. That's because there hasn't been one. There hasn't been a winter like this. Yes, like I'll hear locals say, oh, well, we get a pretty mild winter for 2 winters and then we'll get slammed. This is different, guys. This is 40 inches below where we should be for annual snowfall. If that's not alarming, I don't know what is. This is not, as an outsider looking in, this is not a city that should be doing that, you know? It's like a weird desert climate mountain situation, but still. We can't keep having winters like this because it's going to be pretty crazy. That's all I'm going to say about that. Art says 24 inches of snow in east central Wisconsin. Send that over this way. Can you push that a little bit farther westward? We need it. All right, everybody, be safe. I'm going to head out. Well, I'm going to work on graphics. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be in the station, but have a good day. We'll talk tomorrow. I'm filling in for Damon for the rest of the week because he is going to be out. So I'm in for him. All right, everybody. Have a good day. Rock on.